So I just walked out of a bar, right? And from the moment I got in that bar until the moment I left, I non-stop lied. Just non-stop. Like, it wasn't a second I wasn't lying. Because I walked in there alone and I started feeling self-conscious and I wanted to look like I was meeting someone there, even though I wasn't. So, like, I looked around, like, as my friend at the tables, you know, kind of peered over to see if my friend was there, even though I knew they weren't going to be there because I was on my own. And then I got on my phone and I started a conversation with someone who wasn't on their phone. I was like, are you coming? Are you nearly here? I made it loud enough so other people could hear it. And then I realized I am a pathological liar and I have to shame myself. Like, how messed up could I be, you know? So I went around and apologized to every single person in the bar for lying in front of them. And now I'm here alone on the street.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody in between? Welcome back to a brand new episode of Darth, and welcome. Well, fuck, I'm already fucking up. That's not good. Let's take it back. What? Ching chong chong chong. This is not a good show. This is the worst show in the whole world. You know, I'll try to do these things. I'll try not to fuck up, is what I'm saying, but I'll fuck up anyway. So, if you're still listening and you do want to watch me fuck up, fuck somebody, if you want to watch me have sex with someone, then you are at the right place. Alright, no more horsing around. Let's get down to business. 3, 2, 1, action. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody in between, to a brand new episode of This Ain't the News. I'm your host, Darth, and today we're going to be talking about a wide range of topics and news stories and shit. I don't fucking know. Look, this ain't the news. So if you're expecting some corporate suit and tie talking head type of fucking information, this ain't the place for that. We do things differently here because this ain't the news. And today's episode is going to be more of just me talking and you listening, so just shut the fuck up and sit down. But like I said, today we're going to be talking about a wide variety of topics and news stories, starting with a very sad story. It's a very serious story. The Princess Kate Middleton, I believe is her name. She's got cancer. Yeah, she got the big C. Yeah, she talks about it and she made a video about it, but I just don't really want to watch it because I'm not in the mood to get depressed. But if you ask me, this was all in her contract. You know, she knew this was coming. So, but that's just, you know, the devil's in the details and shit. You know, don't worry about that. But it just makes me question, what was the point of releasing that photo of her with her kids, saying, "Oh, I'm good, I'm fine, everything's great." Clearly, it was a deep fake. It was AI. There was extra arms and limbs, and it was very strange and. Clearly that was faked, right? That's what that means. That means that was faked, which is odd. I mean, it's par for the course, but it's odd in hindsight that they would fake something like that, and then just the next week, I have cancer, everything's fucked, you know. Makes you wonder what else they're faking. They're faking everything, most likely. By the way, there's not going to be any fucking pictures on screen. This is just going to be me talking, like I already said. So this is more like a podcast, a Darthcast, if you will. I like that, yeah. Darthcast. Anyways, to bring it back, Kate Middleton, she's got cancer. It's a truly sad story. It's never good, getting cancer. Let's move on to something a bit more serious, alright?
Oh, but Darth, what could be more serious than cancer?
Well, I'll tell you, my good friends. Candace Owens was fired from the Daily Wire because she's a anti-Semitic, hateful, racist. Is it racism or anti-Semitism? I don't know. Are they a race or a religion? I don't want to know the answer. Don't answer that. Anyways, back to the news. So in a shocking turn of events, which shocked absolutely nobody, Ben Shapiro fired Candace Owens. Yeah, Ben Shapiro, the man who spoke against cancel culture and how only the left partakes in cancel culture. The right would never cancel the right. Oh, unless you talk about Jews. Then you're fucked. Yeah, then it's all over. Gloves off. Yeah. If you cross that Jewish line, we're gonna fucking kill you. We're gonna cancel you. Ben Shapiro clearly does not believe in free speech. He is a bigot and a tiny tyrant. Yeah, he's an authoritarian fascist. He's a Jew. He's Jewish. That's what he is. And if this free speech loving American Jew actually believed in free speech, then he would absolutely be allowing Candace Owens a platform to speak her mind. All she did was make some valid criticisms of Israel, and boom. Line crossed. You're fired. But good for her, you know. I mean, I don't really have strong feelings towards Candace in any direction. I think she's a very well-spoken, relatively decent human being, so there's that. But I think that free speech is paramount to humanity. But just like Kanye said, man, as soon as you fucking say anything about the Jews, oh my God, they take everything from you. They shut you up real quick. So Ben can't take a little bit of constructive criticism. You know, he endorses genocide. He endorses the annihilation of a group of people. And regardless of how you feel about these groups of people, they're people. All right. There has to be a more diplomatic way to figure this shit out. But no, let's just kill them all. You know, it's real funny, you know, hearing a Jew talk about committing genocide against an entire group of people. But that's just, you know, it's collateral damage. That's what that is. Kill them all. Now jumping over to the education side of the news. There's a new law that requires all Washington state public schools to teach the LGBTQ plus history. Sounds like the new state is requiring you to indoctrinate your children. That's what that sounds like. If you ask me, I would get the fuck out of Washington state. I'd get the fuck out of Washington, Oregon, California, fucking New York. Get the fuck out of those states. What are you doing there? There's no way the quality of life is good. There's no fucking way it's good. You gotta be miserable. I mean, I lived in California for 13 years. I can tell you firsthand, it's a fucking hellhole. So this doesn't actually shock me at all. Washington is extremely liberal, and you know, forcing public schools to teach your kids basically to be gay is that's what that is. You know, it's a little weird. It's a little fucking weird. So I would get the fuck out of that state, or just homeschool your kids. But that's just me. All right, now let's jump over to a little bit of entertainment news. You may have heard of the infamous, insufferable musician Neil Young. He last year, it's 2 years ago now, Neil Young 2 years ago gave Spotify an ultimatum saying, either you fire Joe Rogan, get him off your platform, or I'm leaving the platform. Well, they obviously stuck with Joe Rogan because he's bringing in the ads, and well, Neil Young left. But apparently he was just kidding. It was all for the lols. Yeah, no, he's back. Yeah, he came crawling back to Spotify because he's a politically motivated grifting piece of shit. So yeah, that's all you need to know about Neil Young, and we can move on because I don't want to talk about him anymore. All right, now for some more entertainment news. Yay! A movie that most of you probably have never heard of, that goes by the title "The American Society of Magical Negroes." I'm not joking. That's the title. That's the real title right there. They're making a bunch of white people use the word Negroes and say it out loud.
Yes, can I please have 2 tickets to the American Society of Magical Negro? Sir, did you mean to say Negroes? Yeah, that one. I'll take that one, please.
No, so I can seriously just see some like white woke fucking college students, just some feminists, just literally saying, "Can I get 2?" Just having to say Negroes out loud really butters my chaps. But anyways, that's not the story. The story, the headline should be crazy racist movie called The American Society of Magical Negroes. That should be the headline. But that's not the headline. The headline actually is that it's a big flop at the box office. Who would have known? This was going to be an epic failure. Who could have guessed? Who could have guessed that this Harry Potter ripoff of about magical Negroes was going to be a failure? Oh, fuck that movie, and fuck everyone involved with the making of that movie, and everybody who paid to have that movie made can get fucked. Alright, so I'm not really going to read too deep into the articles, more like just give you the headlines. So this next headline is kind of wild, but apparently a UK lawyer was sued for saying only women have periods. That's right, you can now get sued for stating a fact, which, if that doesn't say we are slipping very fast down that slope into this Orwellian, totalitarian, authoritarian, dystopian world nightmare, I don't know what else does. But on that high note, I think it's best we talk about how the US just hit an all-time low in the annual World Happiness Report. That's right, we aren't even on the top 20 happiest countries in the world. Nope, we are, well, it's not good. Let's move on. Alright, so looking over here at the Scandinavian Journal of Psychology, they wrote an article saying that woke beliefs are connected to higher anxiety, depression, suicide, and especially if some identities meet with the radical political left. That doesn't surprise me at all. The thing is, I like to see myself as an enlightened one. Slightly, not really. I'm pretty dark. But I do like to see things for what they are, or try to anyway. And the two-party system is just a facade. It's all political theater. There is a uniparty. That's what's really going on. There's a reason why the person in charge is only in charge for 4 to 8 years. Because the people in charge aren't running for office. They're running the show. Doesn't matter if you're on the right or the left, you're eating out of their palm. You're falling into exactly the trap that they set. And the trap that they set for us all, for society, is that it doesn't matter which side you choose. The agenda, the mission, the end goal is being achieved. They pit us against each other. It's all organized chaos. I don't know how you can not see this. I mean, when you see George Bush, Bill Clinton, and Barack Obama all hanging out together, doesn't that make you fucking scratch your head, raise an eyebrow, or both? All these Republicans and all these Democrats get together behind closed doors and drink and celebrate and just laugh the night away. Laughing at our blissful ignorance as they take control of our minds and the country. Because they've manipulated you into giving them consent, into giving them all the power. Because the government will keep you safe. So it doesn't matter if you're one of those hardcore, MAGA Trumpers, or if you're a radical, lefty, transgender, fucking activist, whatever. You are all perfectly playing right into the hand of the New World Order's agenda. We have the illusion of choice. We have the illusion of a democracy. But at the end of the day, we don't have a fucking choice. They're making all the decisions. Not you. Not the voter. They just make you think you are. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's one big long punchline. But you're the joke. Anyways, in other news, can somebody please tell me why Obama is at a private meeting with Britain's Prime Minister? Anyone? Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh yeah, no, that just happened. Yeah, just the other day. Oh yeah. In other news, a Maryland teacher, to no one's surprise, has been arrested for sexual assault of multiple minors. And by the way, he's from El Salvador, and he's already been deported twice. That's right. This motherfucker's been deported twice, but because you motherfuckers just keep letting him back in, yeah, this is what we get. But to bring it back to the actual story, I mean, this is the kind of headline that, if you ask me, gets the mind thinking. It makes you start asking important questions. Questions like, why in the fuck are schools in the United States hiring illegal aliens? Undocumented persons. But I think this is a very legitimate question. Why are school districts hiring illegals that have been deported twice? Oh, I guess it's because they want them to assault your kids. They want them to sexually assault children. I mean, there is no explanation that I will accept for a twice deported El Salvadorian illegal immigrant as a school teacher in the fucking United States of America. There's no legitimate reason to put kids in this guy's care. None. Fucking none. All right? But anyways, that's basically all there is to that story. I'm sure they're going to deport him, and he's just going to walk right across the border and into your kid's locker room, classroom. Oh, all the same thing, right? Moving on. So apparently there's a superpower worm in Chernobyl that is immune to nuclear radiation. You heard me right. There is some kind of breed of worm in Chernobyl that is immune to nuclear radiation. So if you want some kind of worm-like superpowers, I recommend booking yourself a trip to Chernobyl ASAP before they dig up all the worms and the government keeps them for themselves. Moving on to the next story. A new report shows that Don Lemon actually demanded a free Cybertruck, millions of dollars, and much more from Twitter before having his show canceled. That's right. So before he acted like a fucking asshat, to the man who hired him and owns the company he works for, he made a ridiculous demand. So Elon, having this preconceived knowledge of his demands before the interview, was like, yeah, no, we're not fucking doing this. You can go now. And by the way, he didn't fire him from Twitter. He didn't ban him from Twitter. He can still put his show on Twitter. He just removed him from that elite partnership program, that sweet ad revenue deal. But to those people who are like, oh, he doesn't believe in free speech, he's a hypocrite. I mean, he's not an absolutist. He's not a purist when it comes to the First Amendment, but he didn't take away Don Lemon's right to speak. He just took away his money because he's a fucking clown. All right, so now for some good news. It turns out the top OnlyFans creator, who was making roughly $300,000 to $500,000 a month, that's right, a month, who went viral on the Whatever podcast, quit. She walked away from all of it and turned to Christ. And it seems like she's actually the real deal. It's not like, just a thing she's doing for clout or for attention. No, she deleted her OnlyFans and all of her social media and all of her tweets. Anything related to OnlyFans or porn or women empowerment or fucking whatever. She got rid of all of it. And she seems to be genuinely born again, if you will. So it's good to see. Maybe I'll play the clip here. Here we go. Let's play it.
Good morning, everybody. Okay, so really quick, I have a couple things to address, and I just need you to listen to me. So I've had quite a few people reach out to me, comment, just truly curious about what and why I changed. So listen, I was a pastor's kid for almost all my life. I grew up in church. I was always in church. I was also homeschooled. So my life truly felt like a cage. And I'm not saying Christianity is a cage. I'm saying religion was the cage. I was a Baptist. I was a Baptist pastor's child for the longest time, right? Me and my family did not have a good relationship. And I'm the middle of 5 children. So I'm talking about my other brothers and sisters and my parents. It just truly felt like such a cage. I was a very rebellious child, like sneaking out when I was like 16 years old. I was just going the wrong way, right? So about 4 years ago, I started my OnlyFans because I think truly it was out of pure rebellion. And like, honestly, I'm such a independent person that I never felt the need for a man to provide for me, have a man in my life to provide for me. So I started OnlyFans about 4 years ago and I climbed to top 0.01%. I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that the devil can truly give you things in this life. He has a budget though. He can only go so far. So a couple million, okay, great. The devil can do that sometimes, right? But I truly have gifts and talents. I just did not use them in the right way. And I'm reaching out to anyone who's questioning what they should do in their life. And I turn to corn. That's what we're going to call it, okay? So this is just me sharing my personal experience with you. So I reached out and did corn for 4 years. And I showed myself all over the internet. I said crazy things on podcasts. If you don't know the I Love Cheating podcast. And so I met this person who's now my partner. And he truly showed me God's love. He was sending me Bible verses, praying over me, and we were just friends. So the Holy Spirit was truly working and moving, but I was in such a rebellion against it because I was like, God doesn't love me. I've had to work this hard for this many years because no one cared about me. My family didn't care about me. Christianity is a cage. It's not Christianity. It's religion. Religion is the cage. And unfortunately, I didn't have good role models growing up. My parents, my siblings, I didn't have good friends. I truly fell into darkness. And I was, like I said, I was top 0.01% creator. That is crazy. That is a crazy milestone to reach in that industry. So I made what I made, I did what I did, but I want to share with you guys the truth of it all, because I am now giving it all up for Christ. I am now truly a believer. I would never take it back. God radically saved me from this darkness. And let me tell you again, the devil has a budget, but God does not. God literally made you. He made this world. He made the heavens. Like, what makes you think that God can't bless you with anything? But the devil will give you these things that trip you up, and money in front of your face, and these worldly friends, your family that isn't there for you, but don't be discouraged, because God has a better plan for your life. And let me tell you, I have felt and started living that plan. And since then, the money, the fame, the Gucci, Louis, whatever bags, the shoes, the clothing, the huge trips that I've taken doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, do you want to go to heaven or do you want to go to hell? And my soul, I'm sorry, but it's not worth going to hell for at all. And God loves you so much that he's willing to give you everlasting life. You need to understand that your life is very temporary here on earth, and we all have a mission, and that's to preach the word of God. Okay? I love you guys. I just wanted to clear that up and share a little bit of my testimony, but there you have it. Please be nice in the comments, because just remember, you are not here to judge others. God is here to judge, not you. So please, please be nice, be kind, be loving, bear the fruits of the Spirit. I love you guys. I love you so much, and God bless.
All right, on to the next story. It looks like an Alaskan woman says that Planet Fitness scolded and then removed her from Planet Fitness after complaining about a man shaving in the women's locker room. Now, if I had told you just 10 years ago that a man would be shaving his fucking pubes in the women's locker room, and this is where, young girls were present and shit like that, and then Planet Fitness would cancel the membership of the woman who complained about the pedophile, creepy man in the women's bathroom shaving his nuts, without even considering changing their policy or maybe offering an apology to the woman, you would have told me that I was crazy and that I needed to lay off, the Alex Jones diet, need to lay off the right-wing rabbit holes. I would need to just kill myself, probably, is what you would say. But no. In today's clown world, this is unfortunately reality. Yes. Now, out of Fairbanks, Alaska, a woman happened to walk into the locker room, and she took a photo of him and was like, "What the fuck are you doing in here? What are you doing in here, buddy? What are you fucking doing?" And he didn't know what to say. But she had posted that photo, and rightfully so. I think there is a time and a place to post photos of people in locker rooms or in the gym, and that's if they're in a women's space. If a man is in a woman's space, yeah, put him on blast. Put him on blast. Okay? Let's not fucking play games here. This is reality. In reality, there's men and women. Men need to stay out of women's spaces. But anyway, so, Planet Fitness canceled her membership, and she got scolded online from the woke left and all this other, blah, blah, blah nonsense. But I think this is great news, because it turns out that Planet Fitness, their stock has just dropped to an all-time low. So that's what you fucking get. Oh, look at this. So it looks like Planet Fitness wrote this little letter here. It reads, subjection to 3 above. Hold on, let me read this. Sorry. Subject to section 3 above, all members, including transgender members, may use Planet Fitness locker room facilities and programs based on their self-reported gender identity. These facilities include bathrooms, showers, and other facilities separated by sex. Wherever possible, Planet Fitness clubs should maintain private changing areas in each locker room for the comfort of all members. Where applicable, unisex bathrooms can also. This is a bunch of blah 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 horseshit. They say at the very end, this discomfort is not a reason to deny access to the transgender member. Planet Fitness staff should work with members and employees to address the discomfort and foster a climate of understanding consistent with the judgment-free character. A man entering a women's changing space where they shower and get naked and do all the lesbian sex stuff, that is no place for a man. Okay, there's no place for a creepy man Okay, kids, like, 14-year-olds have memberships to Planet Fitness. And you're allowing a grown-ass man to enter that space. That's fucked up. That's creepy, that's predatory, and that's pedophilic, if you ask me. Moving on. Ah, geez. Well, it looks like there's another reason why my kid is never going to a public school. Apparently, a teacher created a LGBTQ club for third graders. Now, while other clubs do require permission slips, this one, interestingly, did not. Odd. It's strange that, third graders don't need a permission slip to join a club that transitions you. Yeah, that's weird. Now, I'm not trying to follow that last story up with something that sounds homophobic, because I'm not a homophobe.
I love phobing the homos as much as any person.
But it does appear, according to a Reuters report, that the American support for same-sex marriage is dropping for the first time in over a decade. And I don't think it's hard to figure out why. Well, I mean, it's very difficult. I'm not sure why people's approval ratings of the gay movement it's trans movement now is what it is. And gay's not cool anymore. You got to be trans. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like what? And like bisexuals are essentially bigots because they believe in, two sexes. That's why bi, but that, don't worry about it. Anyways, on to some more cheerful news. The Boeing whistleblower was found dead from a gunshot wound after not showing up to testify. So that happened. What? I'll fill you in. So on Saturday, a whistleblower who worked for decades at Boeing and has since been on a crusade to expose the unsafe practices at the company, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, was discovered dead in his truck from a gunshot wound outside his hotel in Charleston, South Carolina. Now, Josh Barnett retired from Boeing in 2017 after 32 years at the airline's giant. Now, in recent days, Barnett had been going to the media and exposing Boeing's shoddy/shady work. Now, bad oxygen masks were one of the major concerns. Barnett asserted about 1 in 4 of the masks wouldn't even drop in an emergency if the plane had, an emergency. He also gave examples of trash junk parts below standard being retrieved from junk piles and put into the planes just to keep the production on schedule. Do you hear what I'm saying? They're building their planes with pieces of junk. They're cutting corners with fucking airplanes. All right, this is seriously a dangerous problem, and Boeing knows that. But they need to worry about their bottom line, because your safety, people's lives, that's not their main concern. Getting you safely from A to B is not their concern. Their concern is making sure that your money is going into their pockets. And they can't do that if someone is fucking with their business and someone blowing the whistle on how basically they're committing crimes of negligence to cut corners. It is definitely a reason to kill somebody. So they did just that. That's exactly what they did. But there's no way to prove this, of course. This is just a theory. This is just a conspiracy theory. But what are conspiracy theories? They're just theories that haven't been proven right yet. But we all know, it's that instinctual feeling, that gut feeling that just fucking tells you, this dude got murdered. But if I'm just gonna be honest for fucking 5 seconds, this whole thing with Boeing, it makes me a little nervous to fly. I'm just saying. And now with this primary whistleblower out of the picture, the likelihood of me getting on to a Boeing 747 seems less likely as the hours pass. I just want to feel safe flying again, I want to be able to trust the people building the fucking airplanes, Is that too much to ask? Probably. And now on to this week's piece of shit. And this week's piece of shit is someone who filmed their toddler vaping.
Whoa. You told me about the baby.
What in the actual fuck did I just watch? This, ladies and gentlemen, is an example of someone who should not be a parent. Alright, let's wrap this video up with a final news story about a woke pastor. That's right, a woke pastor who talks about things like, what if God worships me? What if he actually worships me? Well, let's meet the man himself, Jermel Witherspoon, a pastor at a common good church. What a name, if I might add, in Bellevue, Washington. And in this sermon, Pastor Witherspoon asked the question that literally fucking no one who has ever read a Bible before has asked. What if God worships me? That's right. What if God worships me? Let's go ahead and watch this real quick.
What if God worships me? Can you say that with me? What if God worships me? A God who worships me is quite the statement. I know, but follow me. Now I get it, we've started to worship a very big heteronormative white Jesus that we constantly thank for standing between us and a mean God. But really, who, what, when, and why? Worship has become so God-centered that it risks the subjective colliding of our own things, our biases, etc. What if worship is us on the mountain of transfiguration? This space where God spoke, that God was well pleased. This place where God spoke about God's Son in such a way that the light shone on him and God looked and said, wow. What if worship is Genesis 3:8 that says, when God says, where are you? And who told you that you were naked? Who told you that there was a flaw in your beauty? The God who meets us and keeps confirming that who we are is good enough. What if that's worship?
We declare that you are God that worships us.
That you are God that worships us.
That's how much you love us. That's how much you desire us. That's how much you are for us. Or when we step into your presence, we come with our full selves, fully naked and unclothed, and there is no shame, because what you have created since the very beginning, you declare good, and it is still good.
Guys, I know I don't have to tell you this, but this is obviously insane. I mean, any quote-unquote pastor who decries the heteronormative white Jesus as a sort of white savior figure is a little bit off the reservation, if you know what I mean. Insane. I mean, why would anyone who's a Christian ever think that God-centered worship is a bad thing? If God worships me, then it's okay for me to worship myself. That's the entire point of this sermon. All right? That's the whole fucking point. And that's all anyone outside Christ wants to do anyway. It's the easiest temptation on the planet. Self-worship. Yes, just worship yourself. This is literally a demonic preacher. Oh yeah, and then not to mention, this worship pastor, at the end of his sermon of prayer, goes in with both feet, saying, we declare that you're the God that worships us. That's how much you love us. That's how much you desire us. That's how much you are for us. Okay, so we went from a man worshiping the created instead of the creator, straight to God worshiping his creation. This is so fucking far removed from Christianity. It's pretty much unrecognizable. Well, no, it is recognizable. This is Satanism. That's what this is. This is straight from hell. This is Satanism. Alright guys, and with that, that's going to wrap up officially this week's episode of This Ain't the News. Thank you so much for tuning in. It really does mean the world to me. Don't know if you know that, but it does. Also don't know if you know this, but I'm demonetized, so I make zero money, which is bad for me, good for you, because you don't have to deal with any ads, any views. So it's ad-free content, it's fire content, it's basically the best content you're ever going to see for free. So if you do want to support this demonetized channel, feel free to go to any of the links. I forgot, when you're demonetized, you can't put links, clickable links. So go to my other channel. Fuck, man. But if you look, you can just go Patreon, Darth News, Cash App, Darth News, or don'tthreatonme.shop. We're going to be getting a new vendor soon because the current vendor is doing a real shitty job with the ink, with the merchandise. So we're going to find someone new, but you can still support the channel by doing any of that. All right, I'm done e-begging. Thank you so much. God bless. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell. And as always, until we meet again, stay Darth.
At the end of the day, you must feel something. So why not feel invincible? Why not feel beyond reach? Why not feel like the Sith Lord you are meant to be?
Trans people belong here. We need trans.
Where's my son?
Well, would you rather have a trans child or a dead child?
Where is my son?
Trans people belong here. We need trans people. We love trans people. Trans people belong.
Or any of the genders switching identity.